Today, we start with that huge redevelopment project around Ball Arena. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Tom Green. The project is going to require at least 2 decades of construction in order to turn all those parking lots around Ball Arena into a neighborhood. It's a massive undertaking for the city. Denver will be redeveloping a big chunk of its downtown, parts that are mostly parking lots right now, turning it into things like restaurants, bars, residential spaces, and public parks. And while this is going on, Kroenke has agreed to keep the Avs and Nuggets in Denver until 2050. Our Kelly Reiki was there at Ball Arena for the announcement today. Kelly, what else did you learn about the plans for this area?
Hey, Kim and Tom. Well, we're talking about this today because last night City Council approved a series of ordinances in order for this project to move forward, including clearing the way for new skyscrapers to be put up right by Ball Arena. Denver is really hoping that this project allows Ball Arena to be better connected to the surrounding neighborhoods, making it easier for people to get to Lodo and also the Auraria campus. But like you guys mentioned, this is really going to take some time. This property is primarily a series of parking lots. The city plans to turn it into new entertainment, dining, and residential space. The redevelopment will create a pedestrian-friendly corridor to connect our 3 current sporting venues in Power Field, Ball Arena, and Coors Field. Phase 1 of the project will focus on the area from Ball Arena to downtown. There's going to be a bridge that goes over Spear Boulevard, a hotel, a smaller concert venue, and Phase 2 will focus on more the west side of the property, and that's where those thousands of residential units will go. At least 18% of those will be restricted for affordable housing.
So when you walk out of Ball Arena, you'll have restaurants to go to, you'll have bars to drink at, you'll also have apartments to live in. You'll have childcare facilities here on site. We'll have, by the way, 1,000 units of affordable housing on this site.
And a key part of this plan is this huge park that's going to go right behind me west of Ball Arena. And that's where we're going to see some of those outdoor events like concerts and festivals. And then right next to that is where they're really going to put some places in there to for people to enjoy during the day. Think of like kids play areas, water play areas, a climbing wall. Again, this is going to take a lot of time. They're thinking that this project won't finish until at least 2050. We've gotten a lot of questions about parking. Mayor Johnston says that the parking lots will be integrated into the neighborhoods, and some of those options may also be underground. In Denver, I'm Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
It sounds great. It also sounds like 2050 sounds like a long way from now. It sounds like off in the future, but we'll have to see how that all pans out, Kelly. Of course, the Ball Arena is jumping these days with the Avs and Nuggets just starting their seasons. I want to remind you that 9 News is going to broadcast 40 Nuggets and Avalanche games this year. The first one of those coming up on Thursday night. The Avalanche taking on the Utah Hockey Club in Salt Lake City with pregame coverage beginning at 6:30 here on 9 News and KTVD.
Let's take a live look up in the mountains on I-70 near the Eisenhower Tunnel. We saw some snow up there yesterday. That's giving a lot of people hope that this unusually warm Colorado fall is coming to an end soon, and perhaps things are going to switch over gradually, Kathy.
At some point, it has to, right?
Maybe.
I know. It does seem that we may see a pattern shift next week. All models are kind of pointing to at least a colder week and maybe a little bit of snow for the Front Range. Today, it's hard to believe I'm talking about that when you have sunshine and temperatures some 10 to 15 degrees above average again. That's right. We are back in the mid-70s today with a stream of high clouds crossing northern Colorado, but no moisture coming from those clouds. And that will be the trend for the rest of this week. But we do have some changes coming up next week. That's right. There's the potential for cold, rain, and snow next week. And the weather impact of that big cool down will mean you need to get going on blowing out the sprinklers, winterizing your home and your car, and just get ready for the winter season, which may be fast approaching. 76 in Denver today. The average high is about 63. We're not in record territory, but as the winds increase, we'll be talking about elevated fire danger Thursday into Friday ahead of a dry front that will bring the numbers down a little bit at the end of the week. This evening, if you're out and about, a beautiful evening, mid-70s now. We'll drop about 10 degrees after sunset. Coming up, the timing and impact of that weather change I alluded to in our extended forecast. We'll have that in just a bit.
Thanks, Kathy. That snow that fell in the mountains yesterday was really welcome news to ski resorts. It means they can finally get started on their snowmaking and look at an opening here to the season. Our Matt Renew checked in with A Basin to see how things are beginning to work.
Certainly looking like an October opening is much more of a realistic possibility. It's been so warm and so dry, it's been difficult for ski areas like Loveland, A-Basin, and Keystone to get open when they normally do, but now employees are doing the sort of things that you would expect to see right before a ski area opens, thanks to a significant winter storm. At Arapahoe Basin, employees like Luis Scovera,
Director of Mountain Ops A-Basin,
are pretty happy to start the work week.
We'll take this any day of the week.
Because they can finally start working to get this ski area open for the season. It's been too warm and too dry, but Monday brought a big round of snow that dropped several inches of powder and colder temperatures.
Cool down the ground.
Giving snowmakers conditions needed to finally really start making snow and keep making it to get this ski area closer to opening.
Right, the 5 inches is great. That's going to go a long ways out on the hill. Really more for us right now, it is that moisture. So we get the snow on the ground, it's going to warm up over the next few days. That snow is going to melt and help recharge our snowmaking reservoir. Then we'll be able to convert that into snow and put it back on the hill.
Last year, it was Arapahoe Basin that opened first in Colorado when they opened on October 29th. This year, it's Wolf Creek with their October 22nd opening to take first place. If you're tracking those ski areas that are a little bit closer to Denver, like Loveland, A-Basin, and Keystone, we'll see which one of those is the next to open up. Maybe watch for a surprise from Keystone. They only have to open the top part of their mountain. If they want, they can download people to the base area, so we'll see if that helps them get open a little bit quicker. Reporting from Arapahoe Basin, I'm Matt Renew, 9 News.
The man known as the Penguin Bandit is now going to spend more than 13 years in federal prison after being convicted of robbing multiple banks in the Denver area. Samuel Ruthstrom earned the nickname from Metro Denver Crime Stoppers for his, quote, distinctive waddle. He robbed 4 banks and attempted to rob a 5th, all in January of this year. The U.S. District Attorney's Office says Ruthstrom used notes that threatened tellers physically if they didn't comply. He's pleaded guilty to 5 counts of bank robbery.
The CDC is investigating an outbreak of E. coli in 10 states, including Colorado, stemming from McDonald's Quarter Pounders. In the last half hour, McDonald's released a statement saying early reports showed slivered onions may be behind this outbreak. 49 people have contracted E. coli, including 27 in Colorado, the most of any state. 10 people in total have been hospitalized. 1 death has been reported, an older person here in Colorado. McDonald's investigators say the affected slivered onions are sourced from a single provider. And while the investigation continues, the fast food chain has removed the ingredient and stopped serving Quarter Pounders in impacted states, including Colorado. Scary stuff.
Not good.
The CU Buffs have another really late night game this week when Cincinnati comes to Folsom Field for an 8:15 kickoff.
Yeah, today Coach Prime was talking about the matchup with the Bearcats, but he was also talking about reflecting on this year and getting to coach his sons. He says it is special, but while he and his sons do want to take it all in, they also want to make sure they're staying focused on the task at hand.
We talk about it some. We don't talk about it a lot. We think about it some. We don't think about it a lot. And just so happens that when Shador and I was making the walk last week, Shiloh joined in. That was the first time he ever did that. Usually he wants his individual time, his individual prayer, his individual everything. But he joined in, and then Junior was right behind us filming it, and somebody captured all 3 of us, you know, in one setting, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. So I'm like, I gotta have that picture. That has to go up on the crib, in the crib in Texas. Like, that has to go up. So that was a beautiful moment, and we treasure those moments. We really do.
I would think they would treasure those moments, and they went down to Tucson and put it all out on the field, too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was. Maybe they're going to have to do that every game. Maybe that's the secret.
Well,
right?
a lot of people now start to talk about CU being able to run the table, not just get to a bowl game, not just qualify for a bowl game, but still make a run at the Big 12. But it starts with Cincinnati, and he was clear about that. All that matters this week is this week. This week.
But it is, and you think about how many times parents have tried to coach their own kids. It's tough. It's tough. And
it helps if your kids are really good.
It does help. But they do seem to genuinely have a very special relationship.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Nuggets open up their season Thursday over at Ball Arena. We were talking about that. But the big news came with the club announcing Aaron Gordon sticking around, a 4-year extension worth $133 million. He's been crucial, a vital member of the Nuggets since he came in a trade in 2021. And today he said what's most exciting about staying for another 4 years is being with these teammates.
It's an amazing feeling having a group of guys that care for you so much. It doesn't happen often. I say it a lot. It doesn't happen often in the NBA where you have a group of guys that really care about each other on and off the floor. And the city has just embraced me. I embrace them back.
Of course, Gordon's extension comes about a month and a half after Jamal Murray got his 4-year extension. So that locks up the core alongside Nikola Jokic, of course, and Michael Porter Jr. has a long-term contract as well. Now, we're going to be talking about the Joker in the next half hour. Mike Singer's going to join us. He's just written a book about Nikola Jokic that took him all the way to Sombor, Serbia to learn more about
Oh, I can't wait.
this Joker we know so well and know so little about.
Yeah, he is a fascinating personality. So.